Later, pal. I'm holding you to that story, you know. Sweet. See you around.
I know you are there, stranger. Do not fear. I merely wish to know who you are and your intentions in this encounter. Quite an interesting surprise. I did not anticipate a stranger, a male, rather, to intrude upon my tea time. Tell me, darling, are you here on matters of business or to indulge in pleasure? Well, I never. It seems a gentleman is interested in me for reasons other than pleasure. I must say, I had anticipated an entirely different course of events. And yet, this development was rather unexpected. What could have prompted this interest? You have truly sparked my curiosity, my dear. May I have the privilege of knowing your name? Ah, of course. I have already heard about you from Lady Charlotte. Your reputation certainly precedes you. I am intrigued to meet a person with whom I share a mutual connection. I apologize for my lack of decorum in our initial encounter. Please allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Lucifer. You may address me as Lucy. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. For years, I've had the honour and privilege of serving the gracious Lady Charlotte. I have been tasked with intelligence gathering and battle surveillance. Although a strenuous occupation, it is one that I've thoroughly enjoyed. In any case, Lady Charlotte has made you aware of my presence. It is heartening to hear my reputation has preceded me as well. Indeed. A perplexing query. One that can truly test one's intellect and cause them to ponder deeply. Quite troubling, is it not? Alas, my tea time has now concluded, and I must soon return to my customary obligations. On the contrary, I find myself willing to set aside a moment for pillow talk. I gather that you have spoken to Blazette, and now you've come for me. Is that the reality of the situation? My dear, I confess I am quite privy of what transpires in this very place. If memory serves me correctly, you have arrived in the Nether, seemingly unaware of your exact bearing. You got yourself lost due to your disorientation with the environment. I've already presumed you are not a native of this region. You conversed with Catherine, who welcomed you into her home. While residing there, you had a lively chat with her siblings, Mia and Jennifer, who then guided you to this spot. Upon your arrival, Lady Charlotte displayed mistrust towards you. The information you bestowed upon her regarding your connections to Lady Andra and Lady Ander alleviated this distrust, inspiring her to develop a more friendly disposition. Eventually, Lady Charlotte displayed a degree of trust in you. However, I beg your pardon. I presumed what I previously enunciated was rather straightforward. I did not realise that a thorough account of every minutiae was necessary. To properly recollect every precise element of the events would entail Catherine inquiring as to whether you needed guidance. You complied, asserting that you were unable to locate your returning path. You willingly agreed to accept assistance. An introduction of sorts between both parties, the disappearance of the tropical slimes, Your opinion of the magma cubes as possessing a higher intellect and level of maturity than the slimes, and... My superior memory is precisely what earned me these roles, my dear. I possess a great inclination to be precise and meticulous, much like my mother was. My intimidating character is something I inherited from her. Oh, have you not travelled this far to know me more intimately? If such was the case, I would be delighted to converse over a sumptuous dinner. My utmost apologies. I merely jest. I tend to engage in playful banter on occasion. My mother's maiden name is Whitney. She was a well-known wither during the preceding centuries. Were you not aware? The tale of the fearsome wrathful Wither Storm was well apprised. Indulge me, my dear. How much knowledge do you possess of the wrathful Wither Storm? If I may, from whence have you acquired this knowledge? It appears as if you've been privy to nothing but mere gossip and hearsay. Very well. Allow me to regale you the tale of the wrathful Wither Storm. Many centuries ago, a civilization comprised of talented and expert architects, known as the Ancient Builders, once existed. As time passes, they uncovered a singular painting of mysterious origin, showcasing the genesis of the Wither. The Ancient Builders, after ascertaining the mysterious nature of the painting, opted to replicate the contents of the picture. This led to the creation of my mother. In the course of the Ancient Builders' time, the knowledge or historical records pertaining to the Wither were very scant. Many scholars had theorized the existence of the Wither through images and illustrations, but the painting depicting its creation was among the first. At the moment of her first cry, Whitney, my mother, had been birthed a misanthrope, instantly harbouring a deep hatred towards mankind, and preferring solitude over fellowship. Indeed, in the throes of her rage, my mother had ruthlessly taken countless lives without hesitation or remorse. Sadly, my mother never unveiled the rationale behind her vehement distaste for the living. Perhaps my mother loathed the notion that the Ancient Builders sought to harness such divine power, to become like gods. The traumatic experiences she endured truly shaped her into a genuine misanthrope. Dear me! Have you not come to fathom how babies are conceived? Perhaps a demonstration can be more enlightening than mere words, if you would permit me. Are you certain that I merely jest? To address your query, my mother discovered me when I was a mere child and took it upon herself to raise and nurture me like her own kin. Even amidst her bitter loathing of humanity, my mother still found the capacity to open her heart and embrace a child like me into her care. She had grown weary of her monotonous, bloodthirsty existence, numbed after centuries of destruction and madness that dulled her soul. Despite her malevolent and psychotic tendencies, my mother perceived something worth nurturing in me. Well, while my mother and I held such a strong bond, we were fortunate to forge friendships during Myuu, specifically Cousin Susie and Aunt Ayumi. Aunt Ayumi was a remarkably astute and adventurous soul. Her daughter Suzanne inherited her mother's unyielding passion for exploration and followed her footsteps. As time went on, my mother and Aunt Ayumi formed an amicable relationship. For Mother's transaction, she earned a new kind of reward: happiness. I made it a habit of frequently paying visits to my cousin Susie. Yet, seeing Aunt Ayumi would certainly be problematic. Aunt Ayumi met her demise 8 years past, deceased when cousin Susie and I were merely in the late stages of our adolescence. She had journeyed to the frozen peaks, but was disorientated and trapped within a ferocious blizzard. Without any means of escape, Aunt Ayumi drew her last breath and succumbed to hypothermia. Her tragic demise shifted her corpse into that of a stray. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the mountains, trying to escape the shackles that bounded her. Now, there is a grim possibility that cousin Susie may meet the same tragic fate as her mother should she be reckless. But she possesses the necessary skills and wisdom to avoid placing herself in unnecessary danger, I assure you. Perish such preposterous thoughts. Allow me to address a matter of importance. When a mob such as the skeleton meets its demise, they do not shift to a different creature, but rather vanish completely from existence. Yet such fate can be altered within specific conditions. Either wandering the desolate snow mountains as a stray, or to be condemned to an eternity of decay as a wither skeleton in the depths of the nether. The notion that I, a wither skeleton by birth, transmute into a creature like Aunt Ayumi is utterly absurd. How I wish you had the chance to meet Aunt Ayumi, my dear. She was truly an extraordinary woman. Her presence would have undoubtedly left a lasting impression upon you, as she had for us. My mother harboured such unfortunate news. She was quite stoic when she first heard about Aunt Ayumi's passing. Yet, days had passed. Racked with grief and sorrow, my mother wept her first tear over the loss of her first companion. In the meantime, cousin Susie, in a desperate attempt, searched for her mother to no avail. Her tireless efforts proved futile. She presumed her mother deceased or vanished without a trace. Truth be told, I too am torn, for I am presented with a moral dilemma. Veritably, I fear over how my cousin would react if she were to traverse paths with her deceased, wandering mother. My dear, we possess individual rationale for our inclusion within Lady Charlotte's domain. Lady Charlotte established her domain to prove her aptitude as a ruler, then her ex-husband, and surpass her parental figures, despite her lack of expertise. Patricia, the Piglings, and the Hoglings opted to join this domain to take vengeance against Rashtrika for the loss of their youngest siblings. They were guaranteed a safe place in return for their commitment, thus ensuring the protection of their safety and mental peace. Blazette wished to exact retaliation against her ex-boyfriend Blaze. She believed she owed her gratitude to Lady Charlotte for saving her from such a perilous scenario. Hence, she joined the kingdom in order to pay back the debt of appreciation. And Shina Hiyu simply appreciated the domain and sought to join while attempting to become an elevated S-class strider. Indeed, I sympathized with her predicament. I acknowledged the tragic experience she faced, expressing my empathy for the effect it holds upon her. It is possible that my joining this domain may be my reason, my altruistic endeavour to atone for the wrongdoings and transgressions of my mother. Her hostility towards the living was evident. She wreaked havoc for many centuries. Yet, as time passed, she seemed to gradually change. However, I have always revered the living. From the beginning, I've maintained no intention to commit malicious deeds. My actions are somewhat minor, but I intend to contribute and revive confidence in humanity. In truth, she has. I am thrilled that my mother has grown more affectionate and benevolent towards the living, and has repented from her actions of the past. Yes, surely there must be elements that you regret in life. I concur with the notion that everyone occasionally commits blunders and held regrets at certain intervals. Yet, these events do not alter my aim and perspective. Oh, beloved, your words carry a deep sentimentality that touches my heart and may even prompt me to shed a tear. How quaint of you to utter such cliched words, my dear. Is it not ironic to mention a certain devil who may cry? My, are you what they refer to as a cougar hunter? I was not aware you had a preference for older women. Or perhaps, I might posit, your deepest desires involve that of which the two of us engage in. This perpetual innocence of yours never ceases to pique my interest. It is quite a charming characteristic of yours. I do believe there may exist a certain situation, one where my mother would develop quite an interest in you. This matter is not one of jest. My mother does not take a strong liking towards individuals very regularly. Thus, the fact that she has taken an interest in you is certainly an event. You would be wise to prepare yourself in advance for the day in which you shall meet my mother. Oh, my dear, although I do relish in the tenderness and passion we exhibit, this does not negate my responsibilities. I fear that it is time for me to return to my duties. I do, however, look forward to continuing this delightful conversation at a future date. Perhaps you could spare some time to partake in some overtime with me. Oh, you do delight in your flirtations, do you not? Irrespective of the joy we found in our conversation, I must take my leave. Oh, pardon me. Do you require me for any other matter? You rogue. You're leaving me with a feeling of unfulfilled desire. Very well. I shall enlighten you. The entrance corridor of our kingdom features a gateway towards a close-by interdimensional portal that will return you back to your home world. I bid you farewell, darling.